Hello students, we were discussing about properties of a determinant. So in that we have discussed 4 properties. Now we were discussing about property number 5. So what is that property number 5? If some or all the elements of any row or column as expressed as a sum of 2 terms, then the whole determinant can also be expressed as a sum of 2 terms. So that is the property number 5. So we have taken delta as a1 delta 1 a2 delta 3 and this is a determinant. So now what we can do is expand along. This is a property number 5. Property 5. Now I will expand this along R1. Expand along R1. I'll expand along R1. So delta is equal to A1 plus lambda 1 into B2C3 minus C2B3, then minus A2 plus delta 2 into B1C3 minus C1B3, then plus A3 plus delta 3. A3 plus delta 3 is B1C2 minus B1C2 minus C1B2. C1B2. So this is the expansion along what is that I have taken along R1. So after that I can split this one. So A1 plus delta 1 into this term. So I can write it as A1 into this term plus lambda 1 into this term. Similarly A2 into this term plus lambda 2 minus as it is along with that. So minus A2 into this term. So minus lambda 2 into this term. So here A3 into this term plus lambda 3 into this term. So I can write this is equal to A1 into B2C3 minus C2B3 minus A2 into B1C3 minus C1B3 plus A3 into B1C2 minus C1B2 plus lambda 1 into B2C3 minus C2B3 minus lambda 2 into B1C3 minus C1B3 plus lambda 3 into B1C2 minus C1B2. I have split the whole term into two, A1, A2 into, then one more is along with the lambda terms. So this will be equal to, I can see, so this is what, this is usually what we take delta. Delta is equal to A, first term, first is the expansion along R1 by taking the terms of R1 as A1, A2, A3. And after this, from here to here, this is also a determinant expansion along R1 by taking the terms of R1 as lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3. Therefore, I can write this as a A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3 plus lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So I have taken determinant delta as like this. The first row is the sum of two terms. So finally after simplification we got sum of two determinants. So this is the property number 5. So can be expressed as a sum of two terms. Sum of two terms. So example, either we can give directly or while solving the problems also I can tell which is that example. Suppose it is first term is expressed x plus y, y plus z. So we can write that as a two determinant. So that is that is the use of this property. So I'll not give any example for that. So next property is property number 6. So what is property number 6? So we know that while finding the inverse, we have in this chapter matrices, what we have done is we have used operations. So in that first third operation is what? So we can add one more row. When that row is multiplied, we can add one more row to the one given row by multiplying row by a constant. So that is the property numbers. So here also what happens is if to each element of a row or a column is added to a equi-multiplies of corresponding elements of other row, then the determinant value does not change. Then the determinant value does not change. So that is the property. If to each element of a row or a column of a determinant, the equi-multiplies of corresponding elements of other row or column are added, then the determinant value remains the same, or the determinant value does not change. That means, so if I take delta is equal to A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So this is the delta if I take. So I'll take one more delta 1, or I'll use a property of that elementary operation, third operation. So I'll take delta 1 as A1 plus K into C1. That means now I have multiplied third row by K and added to first row. So I have changed the first row by by adding third row. First I have multiplied third row by K and added to first row. So K, first element is A1 K into C1, then A2 plus K into C2. So A3 plus K into C3. So this is the first row, and other rows C1, C2 and C3. So if I write these determinants like this, then also the determinant value does not changes. So why it is so? Now you can here I can use the property number 5. So I can write this as a sum of two terms, and after that I can take common terms. So why it does not change, you can see. First I'll write this delta 1 as sum of two determinant. So first one is A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3 plus K into A1, K into C1, K into C2, K into C3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So I have used property number 5. I have written that determinant is sum of two determinants. So next is what? First determinant as it is A1, or I can write directly that as delta. This will be, I can write it as delta plus, again we can see here k is common in the first row, so we can use the property, one more property, we can take common terms from any rows or columns. So that is a property number 4 we can use here. So I can take k outside and remaining will be C1, C2, C3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So now we got the determinant like this. Now we can see here, see first row and third row are same, and also we have the property number 3. If any two rows or columns are identical, then the determinant value will be 0. So this will be equal to delta plus 0. So that is delta. So if we interchange or if we write any row or column as a sum of equi-multiplies of other rows, then determinant value does not change. So this is the property number 5. This is property number 5. So one more thing you have to note down here. So here not only this is the operation, third operation we have used. Similarly we can use other operations also. So what is that? First we can interchange. Already we have the property. When we interchange, the determinant value changes its sign. So that is one property. The next one is we can multiply any constant, that is ki changes to or Ci changes to k into Ci. That is one more property or one more operation what we have done in the matrix chapter. Or C1 changes to k into C1. That is also one more property. Same property here also we can use to find out the determinant. So this is one more property number 6. So now we have studied 6 properties. See why we are using this is, if elements or the numbers are given, means directly we can expand along R1 or R2 or R3. Directly we can expand and we can find out. But when it is it is given some complicated terms, or if it is numbers are a big number, then it takes a long process, lengthy steps to complete. In that case, what we have to do, we have to use these properties to simplify. So many of the determinant, for that we may get the answer as 0. But what is that? After doing many steps, we are getting 0. So instead of that, when we use these properties, when they are having same rows or same columns, then the determinant obviously 0. So using the determinant properties, also using that properties, easily we can find out what is the value of the given determinant. So using all these, we'll solve some of the problems. So that is very important problem. So one more, you may think, if suppose in the exam it is asked solve or find the determinant value. So you may think directly also I can find out the determinant. Yes, you can find the determinant directly, but in the question itself they'll mention by using the property of determinants, simplify the given determinant. That will be asked in the question. By using the properties or without expanding. By using property and without expanding, you have to find out the determinant. So that also. So in that I'll give one example, then you will come to know. The first one is the question is using properties, solve the determinants. The first one is x plus c, x plus a, y plus b, z, c, you have to show that determinant is 0 by using properties. That is without expansion. So how we can find out? So we know that expansion method. So what is that expansion method? Either we have to expand along R1, R2 or R3. So that is a lengthy process because it is in terms unknown values x, y, z, a, b, c. So to get it is 0. You can get, it is not so difficult. You after so many steps, after 10 or 15 steps you may get 0. But without that, directly within 2 or 3 steps we can get the answer as 0. So what I can do, we have to use the properties now. We have to use the properties and we have to use the elementary operations also. So what I'll do is, I'll change this C3. I'll change this C3. How I'll change this C3? C3 can be changed. I'll write C3 as so when we can see either you can use C1 or C2. So C3 changes to C3 minus C1, or C3 changes to C3 minus C2. Any I can do. So I'll do C3, apply C3 changes to C3 minus C1, C3 elementary operation, C3 minus C1 or C3 minus C2 also. So what I'll get? C3 minus C1. So other values are as it is. X, A, so this is delta, X, A, and other C1 and C2 are same. Y, B, Z, C. I have written C1 and C2. Only a C3 changes. C3, how it changes? X plus A minus X. C3 changes to C3 minus C1. So X plus A minus X. Then this Y plus B. Y plus B minus Y. Z plus C minus Z. Then this will be equal to, now this becomes delta is equal to X, Y, Z, A, B, C. The last column, X minus X 0, Y minus B 0, Z minus Z. So we are getting only A, B, C. So this will be equal to 0. This will be equal to 0. Why it is 0? Two columns are identical. This is equal to 0. Why it is 0? Since R3, so we have to write the reason. Since C2 and C3 are identical. C2 and C3 are identical, therefore the determinant value is 0. So this we have to prove. This is equal to 0. So this is one problem. This is to find out what is it. This is to show this is equal to 0. Either they'll ask show that, or you have to find out what is the determinant value. So next problem, I'll give one more problem. As again, without expansion, that means using determinant, prove that delta is equal to x plus y, y plus z, z plus x, x plus y, y plus z, z plus x, then z x y, 1 1 1, this is equal to 0. We have to get this determinant is equal to 0 without expansion. So what I will do is, I'll change this is x plus y, y plus. So what I'll do is, I'll change R1. How? I will add all these R1 and R2. So change, what we have to do, R1 changes to R1 plus R2. R1 changes to R1 plus R2. If R1 and R2 are changing, then delta becomes x plus y plus z. X plus y plus z. Here what we have done is x plus y, x plus y, x plus y. I have added R1. I have changed R1. R1 plus R2. I have added x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z. Then other R2 and R3 are same. So x z, x, y, 1, 1 and 1. So now we can see R1 is x plus R1 has a same term. So we know the property is a property number 4. If any terms are common in any row or any column, we can take common terms. So we can take common terms x plus y plus z. We can take common terms as x plus y plus z. So by taking x plus y plus z as common, by taking x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z as a common term, from R1. From R1 I am taking that as a common term. So delta becomes so already I have to take x plus y plus z. I have to take means that I have to write outside x plus y plus z. Then delta we obtain is 1, 1, 1. First row common term, if I take x plus y, then there will be 1, 1, 1. Next is z x y, z x y, 1, 1, 1. So this will be equal to x plus y plus z into 0, that is into 0. Why that is 0? That determinant value has 1, 1, 1. The first row and third row is 0. So this will be equal to, here y, since R1 and R3 are identical, R1 and R3 are identical, therefore this will be equal to 0. So determinant value is 0. So this is the next problem. Next one, next problem. These problems are very important for 4 marks. Using properties, you have to find out, show that this will be important for 4 marks. This will be asked in the part E, that is 10 marks question, 6 plus 4. So that 4 mark question will be asked from this. Next one, the question is A minus B determinant. It is also show that or prove that A minus B, B minus C, C minus A. Next row is B minus C, C minus A, B minus C, C minus A, A minus B. Next it is C minus A minus B, B minus C equal to 0. This is also to show this is equal to 0. So how I can now when you see the terms, the row 1 is a minus b, b minus c, c minus a, or when you look c1, a minus b, b minus c, c minus a. So here c2 and r2 are same, c3 and r3 are same, we can say. So either I can use operations along column or row, anyway I can use that. So now what we can do here, a minus b, b minus c minus a means what we can do, what either I can add this. So when you add these terms, what we get, a minus b, b minus c, c minus a. So all terms will here it will be 0, a minus a, b minus b, c. So this will be equal to 0. So any row is 0 means then the determinant value will be 0. So that is very easy. Either I can use c1 and c1 changes to, or I can use r1 changes. So now I'll use r1 changes to, or c1 changes to c1 plus c2 plus c3. c1 changes, how it changes, I'm adding all c1, c2 and c3. So delta is equal to c1 changes, that means this value changes. So what is that? C1 changes a minus b plus b minus c plus c minus a, c1. Then here it is b minus c plus c minus a plus a minus b. Then this one will be c minus a plus a minus b plus b minus c. This is c1. I have changed c1. Other terms are as it is, b minus c, c minus a, then c minus a, c minus a minus b. Next is a minus b, b minus c. So this is like, so a minus a, b minus b, c minus, so all the terms cancels. So what we get, delta is equal to 0, 0, 0, b minus c, c minus a, c minus a minus b, then a minus b, b minus c. So this we got, all the terms will be 0. So this is equal to 0. So delta is equal to 0. Why it is 0? Why it is 0? We know that if any row or column is 0, then the determinant is 0. That means we are expanding along C1. So everything is 0 into means 0. Since all the elements of C1 is 0. Since all the elements of C1 is 0, the determinant value is 0. So this is one. Next problem. Next one. We are using here which property we have used when it is when all the terms of any determinant all the terms or all the elements of any determinant is 0, then we have used this property. Next one, next question, again it is to prove that 765, 3875, 3875, then 5986. This is also equal to 0. We have to prove this is also equal to 0. So how to prove this is equal to 0? This is equal to 0. Now you may think directly I can expand, but the question is without expansion, using properties we have to find out, we have to show this is equal to 0. So how we can write? I'll write that So when this is 65, 75 and 86. 65, 75 and 86 the term. So how I can write? So 65 minus 63, if I go, if 65 minus 63 is 2. 75 minus 75 minus 72 is 3. 86 minus 81 is 5. So that what is that number? 63 and 72 and 81. So I can change C3 by C3 minus 9 into C2. I'll change C3 changes to C3 minus 9 into C2. I'll write C3 as C3 minus 9 into C2. Therefore, delta becomes first and second row as second column as it is 2, 7, 3, 8, 5 and 9. This is as it is. Next one 62 C3 says 65 minus 9 into 7. 9 into 7. Next 75 minus 9 into 8. 9 into 8. Next is 86 minus 9 into 9. 9 into 9. I have changed C3 changes to C2 minus C3 minus 9 C2. So this is delta. Next again simplification, what we get? So delta is equal to first terms as it is 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. So 9 into 63. So it will be 2. Then here it is 72 is 3. Next 89 is 5. So this will be equal to 0. Why it is equal to 0? This is equal to 0 because since C1 and C1 and what is that? C1 and C1 and C3 are identical. C1 and C3 are identical. So since they are identical, then the determinant value is 0. So this is about this is one more problem. So like this we can solve many problems of the same kind. Thank you.